y'all? How are you guys doing today? It's your girl, and we are back with another review, okay? So this is my review for BMF Season 1, Episode 7, All in the Family, okay? So how are you guys feeling about this episode? I know I enjoyed it. I did expect a little more action, maybe a little more death. Am I exposing the dark side of me? I don't know. But hey, I enjoyed the episode nonetheless. So let's get into it, okay? So we open up with Meech and T. They're, scurrying through the halls of the hospital. I'm like, dang, we at the hospital again? What they call it, the spittle? Detroit people, the spittle, whatever, too many syllables in hospital. But black folk, we always got to shorten things up to make it easier or whatnot, make it sound cool. So, what I'm saying? They got these nice little sweatsuits on. They go change, I regular little, drug dealing uniform and whatnot. So, apparently they are looking for Nicole, okay? And they was, going through the hospital as if Nicole got hurt, or they wasn't aware that it wasn't her that got hurt. I don't know. There may have been some miscommunication. The parents probably didn't share that much info. And why wasn't the parents in the hospital with Nicole? It was a little weird. But anywho, they find Nicole. They're asking her, is she okay? And she was like, my boo is dead, y'all. And it's y'all fault. Like, y'all killed my boo, my first boyfriend. He was my boyfriend for all of 45 minutes. Like, dang, this is some hell of a first love-ish. Like, this is a story that's going to stay with her forever and whatnot. But, they continue to interrogate her. They say, hey, we need to know who was coming at you, okay? Because we need to handle him. Of course, they ain't, mention all that. But this is the reason for the interrogation. And, of course, she always referenced the man at the mall. So, of course, Terry knows who it is. It was Big Bad Wolf Lamar, And so they proceed to, kind of go out of the room. And, of course, good cop, bad cop shows up. And bad cop got this, little mock neck zip-up sweater, okay? And he got this little dangly, gold rope chain. And I'm like, this is... I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the placement of this gold chain. Is this to show, that he's, in the streets or a bad guy? I don't know what kind of a placement this is, but okay, I'm going to roll with it. So, they're pretty much saying, hey, Nicole, your parents, approved you going to the precinct to, explain what had happened and whatnot. So Meech and T was like, yeah, we going. They was like, nah, bruh, you ain't going. They don't want, Meech and Terry, of course, diluting her story and changing and whatnot, which, is technically a good idea in terms of the police. But, before she leaves, Meech hugs Nicole and he whispers in the air, you know what to do. And then she looked at him like, fool, I'm still mourning my boo. What the hell are you talking about? She looked at him real stank, y'all. It was quite hilarious, okay? So, y'all, we at the precinct. And so the parents, they going back and forth about what Nicole should do, because she explained to them like, hey, I think the guy that was trying to get me, it has something to do with Meech and Terry's business. So, of course, the dad, he pissed. He ain't feeling his sons. So he was like, hey, you need to tell the po-po all you know, okay? And, the mom was like, hold up, pump your brakes, boo-boo. No, if that happens, the people that she's snitching on may come after us. So, of course, they're clashing in terms of what to do. And I see both sides, honestly. But, yeah, Pops was real quick to throw them boys under the bus. I'm like, dang, Pops. But I really feel like he's aggravated with his sons. And at this point, he's low-key okay with them just going to jail. And they could just be a nice little threesome, happy family, what have you. But the mama, she ain't having it, okay? So, yeah, y'all, while they having this conversation, the cops, they're trying to eavesdrop because, it's always like a 2-room situation where you can kind of, view, I guess I would call it the observation room. And, the little intercom or what have you wasn't working. And I'm like, oh, this is ghetto. Like, are y'all the police? Off of, what's this called? Police station? Is this in the hood? Because this is kind of pivotal. Y'all need to actually really have that working. That's very important. I'm like, oh, that's ghetto. That's kind of raggedy. y'all need to call tech support or the maintenance man. Y'all need to put in a work order ASAP pronto. Like, that is real ghetto. So honestly, if they were able to hear what the parents were talking about, yeah, that probably would have been a problem for Meech and Terry. But thank God. Thank God. Should I be thanking God for this? I don't know, but I'm going to thank God that it wasn't working. So, what I'm saying, good cop, bad cop, and their superior, they're, trying to eavesdrop. Of course, that failed. So, the boss was like, okay, let's go in there and, get some questions and answers going or whatever. And so she was like telling bad cop, pump your brakes, boo-boo. We don't need you there. We don't want her getting uncomfortable with too many bodies. And of course, we know, I could tell, she's suspecting him of something. I know the good cop done snitched or what have you. So I guess she's trying to, create some separation. I'm fucking it up on purpose, y'all. But she's trying to create some separation between bad cop and, the Flannery family. So, he stays back, but during this process of the question and answers, he's still trying to, eavesdrop, but that raggedy button wasn't working. I'm like, oh, that's ghetto. Anywho, long story short, little sis held it down. She was 10 toes, 10 fingers down. She wasn't saying nothing. She was like, I don't know, like, no comprende, like, no, no habla español, like, I don't understand, I don't know nothing, okay? And the cops was like, it is an offense, what I'm saying, for lying to the police, you would get in a big trouble. And the sister was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. And I'm like, okay, she riding for her, not like that raggedy behind daddy. Oh, Lord, y'all. So they go home because they was over it. And so now, Meech and Terry, they're in the car. They're having a manager's meeting. And he's just not feeling this whole situation. He's feeling really horrible about, the Nicole situation. And, he feels that is a direct effect from them kidnapping Zoe. And Meech was like, hey, you wanted to bust back at Lamar. Now you trying to, be up. You trying to be up. Like, come on, bro. Like, have that same energy. Okay? So, Meech was like, yeah, the way you kind of looking, like, I think did mama get to you? Did she have you that speech about saving your soul or whatnot? I'm like, mama, you done gave the speech to Meech too? Like, I'm gonna need you to switch up your flow. Come on, mama. You can't be giving them the same exact speech. But, Meech is pretty much telling Terry, like, hey, we need to go ahead and kill Lamar, okay? Because we're low-key protecting our family like Jesus did. I'm like, sir, don't be getting all biblical up in here. Like, come on, you comparing yourself to Jesus Christ, the Lord. But I love how they, always, have some religious aspect in this family. Of course, we know they're low-key kind of not fake, but fake, deep-rooted in the Lord and whatnot. But yeah, that was pretty fun tea. So Meech and Tiny, they're actually, walking down the street and they're having a little conversation. And we actually are hit with an appearance from Eminem, who is playing White Boy Rick. I mean, it was all of maybe 15. I don't even want to say 15 seconds, y'all. That would be giving it too much. Maybe 5 minutes. He does look like White Boy Rick. I did watch the White Boy Rick movie. I went to the movie theater to see it a few years ago. I don't honestly remember a lot of it because it was a little dark and boring. I mean, I'm all for like dark, but boring is just, I don't know. Maybe I'll try to watch it again, but I am familiar with White Boy Rick. I'm sure we'll see more of Eminem, maybe season 2, but it was a low-key, introduction. But yeah, Meech is pretty much just trying to tell Tiny, like, hey, if you kill Lamar, we can go ahead and be one happy family, okay? We can all eat. It will be Thanksgiving day, okay? So yeah, y'all, Tiny, he seemed like he's going to take Meech up on this offer. So at the Flannery house, Pops is packing and whatnot all aggressively. And, she was like, yo, what you doing? He was like, we got to get out of here, okay? This is one of our worst nightmares. Like, our daughter could have been killed. Like, come on. And of course, the mama ain't having it. She was like, I cannot leave my boys, okay? I cannot leave my boys. So I ain't going nowhere. This is my house, okay? Proud black mama over here, okay? So, he was like, all right, you do what you want to do. And me and Nicole gonna leave. I'm like, dang, Pops, you ain't even gonna try to convince her a little more? Like, he didn't even try. I'm like, he's getting on my nerves, y'all. So Lamar, they stay giving Lamar like low key fire behind psychological like it just these scenes Lamar being, y'all, they be setting him up like real nice. Okay, so we got, Teddy Pendergrass, y'all, playing, okay? That's normally a situation, with you got some nice little candlelight going, you and your mate and whatnot, some lingerie, some champagne and whatnot, setting the mood all romantic. That's what you normally would associate this song, I don't know if it's called Turn Off the Lights. I feel like it is, but maybe it isn't. But yeah, y'all know the song, Turn Off the Lights. Light a candle, setting the mood right. He's giving y'all the instructions, okay? If you ain't had no game back then, he was telling y'all what to do. But y'all, Lamar had a whole nother romantic scene in mind, okay? Because he is crazy. So he is eating the cereal, okay? The cornflakes, frosted flakes, whatever he was eating, okay? And he actually had a Polaroid picture of the Flannery house. So he proceeds to cut it up and then light it on fire in a bowl. I'm like, bruh. Bruh. And then he proceeds to tool up. I mean, he had maybe like 4 or 5 guns, putting it in the bag. And yeah, he had the crazy in his eyes, y'all. I'm like, ooh, these parents, everybody need to get out of this house. They need to relocate. I'm just saying, like, Lord, it's a lot, okay? So he proceeds to leave the house. And it was actually Slick's house. I'm like, you're real trifling, Lamar. You done killed the man. You're still living in his house. Like, he's just real disrespectful, ain't he? But y'all, he didn't even get off the porch good. And he gets ambushed, okay? They had the old, the little Predator van, and we see Tiny like blasting and another dude blasting. So of course Lamar, he goes back in the house. They going after him. It's a little cat and mouse chase situation, and we see blood trails, so we know at least Lamar is shot. Next thing we know, we don't see Lamar no more, and I'm like, y'all let him get away. Y'all let him get away. He done seen y'all faces. Like, ooh, Tiny, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Like, y'all, like, he got another name on the list to add to kill. I'm just saying. Like, I don't know how he did this great escape. It reminded me of when Omar, he was in the shootout with Lord Monk. And I forgot the leader's name, but yeah, he was in a shootout in somebody's apartment, and he jumped like 4 stories and made it. I'm like, how did he do this? Like, Jesus, like, is there magicians up in here? Like, what's going on? So y'all, we're at the gambling spot. Tiny and his homeboy, they chilling and whatnot. So Meech come up like, hey, how the hell y'all miss? How did y'all miss? Like, he pissed. And T was like, hey, you ain't got to worry about it because he don't think it's you. He saw my face. So I'm the one that's got the word. I'm the one who got the stress up in his chest, okay? So he was like, yo, bro, like, we gonna handle it. But, Meech was like, yo, bro, like, I think I know where he's gonna be. And I'm like, where do you think he's gonna be? So I was first thinking he was going to be at Cato House, because I feel like he kind of is on the Cato, but I was like, maybe he ain't on like that. So maybe he was thinking Monique's house. So next thing we see, Lamar is climbing into some, little bathroom, what have you. It's pink, so obviously it was probably a women's bathroom. So I'm still kind of thinking it's probably Cato's bathroom. But no, it's actually Monique's bathroom. So she finds him, in the bathroom. And she was like, what the hell you doing here, bro? Like, come on. Like, we broke up. We broke up. I'm just saying. And he was like, I just got shot. I just need to lay here for like 1 day or so. And she was like, nah, bro, I'm good. You need to go. So she always like threatening to call the police, but I don't never call the police. I'm like, girl, bye, you ain't calling nobody. Tyrone probably the only person you gonna be calling, but you ain't calling the popo, okay? You don't know what you want to do. You want to be a square girl, you want to be a hood girl. Like, what is it? Choose, please. So y'all, of course, Lamar snaps, and he ain't got no bars holding him back, okay? Because he started wailing on Monique, and I'm like, yeah, y'all, I really don't have much to say because, I don't do the domestic violence. I know it's TV and whatnot. But yeah, y'all, it was a lot. It was too much. He had her face all bloody. The daughter came in. And as soon as he saw the daughter, he always get this weird, like, reaction. Like she's like some kryptonite or something. Like he, proceeds to leave because he knew at that moment he effed up. So y'all, who the hell knows where Lamar gonna go? I don't know. But y'all. So we see the mama. She's begging the lawyer to take them back as clients because she's like, hey, this money could save my family, could save my son. Please take us back. And she was just like, I don't know about that. Your husband was tripping, okay? And she was like, hey, please, like, I beg of you. And so the lawyer was like, hey, I did find there was a nurse present at the second surgery, and she may be able to, attest and testify that, the surgeon made a mistake. She was like, oh my God, that's great. But she was like, I don't know. We still got an uphill battle and we don't know where she is. So she's like, I may have a source, but the mom was like, nah, I'm gonna go up in there and go through the phone book. I'm gonna find her. I'm like, mama, that's gonna take you all day. Like, do y'all remember phone books? Do you remember phone books? Like, actually, they still give out, well, I don't know. I haven't seen it in a couple years. But yeah, y'all, phone books. Yeah, if y'all over 30, y'all should know what I'm talking about, okay? So y'all, back at Monique's house, she gets a knock at the door. And who did she call? Meech. I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. Like, she just can't get enough of this love triangle. Like, dang, girl. But I guess when you want to solve a hood problem, you got to have a hood solution. Okay, so she calls Meech, and of course he sees her face all bloody. She like got ice on her face and whatnot. And she was like, just because I called you here, don't mean I forgave you about getting, kidnapping Zoe and whatnot. And I'm like, girl, you done forgave him because he up in your house. Stop playing, boo-boo. So, he was like, who did this to you, Lamar? She was like, yeah. And he was like, well, do you know where he would be at? He was like, from what I know, he would be at Slick House. Me smart. He was like, nah, he ain't gonna be back there. She was like, well, he does have a cousin or something and such. So she remembers the address. So yeah, we're gonna see if, something may be on and popping at the cousin's address. Okay. So I believe we're now at the new stash house and we're having another company meeting and whatnot. And so, Kato, she's telling, B Mickey about how, the cops, they snatching up everybody, okay? A little boy is dead, and the cops ain't playing. They want answers. So, Meech comes in. Of course, Terry's at the table as well. And, they're pretty much discussing, hey, we can't sell our work unless, we have drug dealers on the corner. And if they're taking the drug dealers off the corner, we can't sell our work. So Meech is like, hey, T, I'm going to need you to ask Ben L for an extension, okay? Like, is there a 5-day grace period? Like, is customer service available? Like, I need some options, okay? And, of course, T, he ain't feeling that. He was like, dang, this is our first re-up. Like, this is not going to look good, okay? Our credit report is we don't have no credit with her. So, like, we not looking good out here in these streets or whatnot, okay? So, T leaves. And so, of course, he tells, Meech, he gives Kato some assignment. She leaves. So we have B Mickey and Meech at the table. So of course B Mickey, he's hot. He was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? And Nicole's like a little sister to me. Like, why are you not including me in all this information? And so of course he ready to pop the pistol and whatnot. And so Meech is like, okay, yeah, because I got an address on, where Lamar may be at. But he was like, before we go, I'm going to need you to dead that relationship or whatnot you got with Kato. And so B Mickey was like, I don't know. See, she's special. She is special. I'm like, yeah, like short but special. Like, it ain't no good special. Like, like, no. Like, like, B Mickey, like, he is giving you some sound advice, and I advise you to take it, okay? She is dangerous. So y'all, we at this art gallery, and so we have T, and apparently Big L is her art gallery, and she's explaining, a little bit about her family background and how they got into art and whatnot. And long story short, she denies T's request for an extension. She was like, no, sir, due to the fact you guys don't have any credit, I can't let you pay. Wait, and I'm just saying, like, this is not going to work. But Big L is very beautiful externally, but feels like something is very dark and cold and demonic about her. Just the way she talks. Like, I don't know. It's giving real, like, demonic vibes. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see a very, 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 very dark side of Big L in season 2. I think she's going to, like, request something of Meech and Terry that is going to be very hard for them to do. But yeah, she's definitely going to be a problem. So y'all, we are trying to kill Lamar again, okay? So we have B Mickey and Meech. They got on their little, bandanas to kind of, hide their faces. So they're going up in this house. They hear like TV, playing and whatnot. So they go into this room. They see like, hey, somebody may be on this recliner. And B Mickey was about to just shoot through the recliner. And so in the nick of time, when he pulls his shot off, Meech, he kind of, moves the gun out the way. And the little boy just kind of came up. He was like maybe 10, 11 years old. So thank God Meech was like there. I'm like, B Mickey, like, he's so trigger happy. Like, do they have gun ranges? Like, I mean, of course you don't want to go to a gun range because you're a criminal. That's kind of hot. Maybe you need to go, I think it was on a wire or somewhere where they was just shooting in some random like suburban like rural area, near like some creek or whatnot, get some cans, some bottles. Like, you can get target practice there. But sir, I'm gonna need you to realize these bullets are precious. You can't go back from that. Like, I don't know. I think B Mickey needs some therapy, y'all. He needs to look into that. So yeah, they was questioning the little boy, and they was asking about Lamar's cousin. He was like, he moved out about a week ago. I haven't seen Lamar since that time as well. And hey, Meech was like, yo, bro, you ain't seen us here. And he gives him like a knot. And I saw it was like a 20 and, and the top of the knot. And I'm like doing the math based on the thickness. It was probably low-key $1,000 in that knot. I'm like, dang, Meech, he got some good hush money. Like, he always handing out knots just randomly. I'm like, what happened to, I'm sure the little boy would have been happy with a little $20 bill. $5 will go a long way at that age, okay? Like, this boy is set up. Like, he gonna be able to go on all the field trips, like Nicole, you know what I'm saying? All the field trips. He gonna be at the mall. Like, he gonna be all right. So that was a come up for the little boy. So y'all, this uncomfortable scene, y'all. We are at the funeral of Nikki's boo. There he is. So we have this lady singing an a cappella. And it was just very uncomfortable, very intense. I was just like, dang, like, I was at a real, like, funeral, like, for somebody I know. I'm like, dang, like, this is a little uncomfortable. But, yeah, the director, they did their thing when it comes to this scene. But, of course, we have Pastor Snoop. I'm like, dang, is this the only church? Like, dang. But he probably be hooking them up with the low with the funeral charges. I'm just saying, he seemed like the type. He probably got, like counterfeit casket somewhere. Like, who knows, child? But yeah, he gets to a part of the sermon where he's talking about the drug dealers and the drug dealings and the black on black crimes. And so we cut into all the attendees kind of looking at the Flannery family. And it's just like, oh, all of y'all know that Terry sells drugs? Like, dang, small town, I guess. So they're leaving the church, and the mom proceeds to stop Darius' parents. And I'm like, Mama, I'm going to need you to, like, yeah, just kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of bold. Like, you don't feel no type of guilt or whatnot. Like, I'm gonna need, that was kind of awkward. I don't know why she stopped this lady, but this lady proceeded to read the dog F out of the mama, okay? She was like, your son should have been dead, not my son. You know, all the cute little church hat and clothes, whatever, that, you know, you're wearing, I'm sure it came from that drug dealing and whatnot. You're a fake Christian. Like, she read her all the way through. I thought I was watching Housewives of Atlanta or whatnot. I was like, whoo, child, ooh, it was a lot. And so the mom proceeds to tell Nikki that, hey, the police told me you weren't telling the truth. You need to tell them the truth. I'm like, dang, the popo snitching? I'm like, is that really, like, that's low-key dangerous. Like, you can't be telling the witness's family that, you know what I'm saying, another witness isn't telling, the victim's family, that the witness isn't telling the truth, and knowing who the witness is. Like, that could be low-key, like, a serious situation if her parents or his cousins, like, was about that life. Like, that's effed up, y'all. What y'all doing up in Detroit, okay? That ain't cool. So, y'all, we on the cop patrol. Good cop, bad cop. They're out, and bad cop came in, just got a bunch of scratch-off lottery tickets, whatever. He done spent part of his check with these tickets, and it's pouring, raining. And so they see like 4 or 5 boys, you know, going across the street in a hoodie. So the, you know, the good cop, he all itching like B. Mickey. Like, they just to be itching just to get somebody and whatnot. He was like, I'm tired of these 50 boys. I'm going to get one of them. So he proceeds to chase 4 black Negroes. And I'm like, have you not ever watched the Olympics? Have you not ever watched anything of substance? How is this going to work? You know what I'm saying? Like, we be all on our feet. But he does catch one of them, and lo and behold, it's Meech. Now, why is he in a hoodie with the, you know, boys in the corner? Because him and Terry had a previous conversation saying, hey, we need to figure out a way to sell our drugs but still be protected. So they agreed to take shifts on the block with the, you know, street boys or whatever, the corner boys, so they could make sure they tooled up and protected and yet sell their drugs because they couldn't get an extension. So this is why Beach, you know what I'm saying, he all caught up in a hoodie. And so the cop, you know, he was about to arrest him. And so we see somebody else in a hoodie, and they just hit the cop with, I don't know if it was a 4x4 or some type of blunt object to where the cop was man down. Okay, it was obviously some extensive damage that was done. So of course, now we see that low-key, high-key, Kato done killed, you know, a cop possibly, and saves Meech's life. I'm like, oh my God, Kato, this may be a clutch move. Since the she had a move like that at the stash house when she shot Lamar. No, she shot Slick. It was Lamar. She shot Lamar to save who? I'm like, Kato, you just be lucking up. You be lucking up because this may save you in the future, girl. So yeah, y'all, they get out of Dodge. Bad cop eventually 10 years later gets to the scene. You know, he out of shape. And so he starts, you know, calling, hey, man down, wanting backup and police and whatnot. So not police, but ambulance. So yeah, y'all, this is a lot. This is a good setup. A good setup for episode 8, y'all. So back at the Flannery house, you know what I'm saying, we after the funeral and whatnot, and mom, she cooking the Sunday dinner. She got the chicken or turkey or what have you. She got the cornbread, and, you know, she was like, you know, y'all can eat in a few minutes. So the baby mother, you know what I'm saying, asked to, Terry's baby mother, I don't know why I like saying it, but I don't like saying it. I don't like the term, but anywho, so she proceeds to ask to use the restroom, and I'm like, this seems out of character because I'm sure you've been to their house a million times. So she goes to the restroom, and then while she's there, Nicole is holding the baby, and Terry, he gives her an honest and, you know, thoughtful apology and assume the responsibility of Darius dying. And the father kind of looks at Terry like, you maybe can be saved after all. Like, I really feel like the father thinks this is a turning point for Terry, but yeah, he's gonna be sadly mistaken. So y'all, this mama, I mean, I was team mama for the most part, but she kind of pissed me off this next scene. So she met the baby mom at the bathroom, and when, you know, she was pretty much telling her like, hey, you lied to us and told us Terry wasn't dealing drugs with his brother. You're enabling him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna need you to stop it. I'm gonna need you to stop it. And I'm like, oh, you put all this guilt on this girl, like, mama. Like, she could have low-key, like, cursed the mama out. Like, I'm surprised she didn't. If it was Monique, she probably would have cursed her out. But I was like, Mama, you manipulative little lady. Like, I was really pissed off. Like, Mom, that's not cool. But I guess she's desperate and trying to do all she can to get her son out the life, and thinking that, you know, she goes to the baby's mother or the girlfriend, that, you know, she can knock some sense into him. But little does she know, she has been trying to. Like, yo, it's like, y'all, this family dynamic, I get a lot of the psyche of a lot of the characters, but it's still frustrating to watch. Yeah, but I probably would have been like, ma'am, your son, he's doing it on his own, okay? I don't got no gun to his head. Like, ugh. Like, yeah, it was pretty interesting, y'all. So Kato, she goes to B. Mickey's house. She's also called distraught. And, you know, she was like, hey, I think I just, you know, killed a cop. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, she's all crying and whatnot. And so, of course, B. Mickey is consoling her. She was like, I'm so happy I have you to rely on. And the next thing you know, they start kissing and everything. I'm like, girl, was you acting? Like, we know you acting because you're on the show. But was you acting just now in this scene? Because, ma'am. Like, don't get me wrong. I do know, you know, when you need to be consoled and, you know, and whatnot, you know, sometimes sex does come into play. But that wasn't a smooth transition. Like, girl, well, maybe it was a smooth transition because she literally was crying for 30 seconds before she had B. Mickey's throat, you know what I'm saying, tongue in her goddamn mouth. I'm like, girl, you weren't sad at all, I don't think, because at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying, cry a little more, like, make me feel like you actually are sad. But yeah, so yeah, they have another session. Thank God, you know, they spare us the details and the visuals. And so, you know what I'm saying, they afterglowing and whatnot. And, you know, they're trying to, you know, roll up, you know, a little weed. You know what I'm saying? White people, they like to smoke cigarettes after sex. And black people, sometimes they like to smoke weed. So they realize, you know, they don't have, you know, the paraphernalia that supplies. So B. Mickey decides to go to the store and whatnot and get some. And they pan into the gun. I'm like, oh, he left his gun. Oh, he's about to die. Like, I legit thought B. Mickey was a goner, y'all. Like, I was so stressed. I'm like, oh my God, he forgot his gun. Like, the gun is low-key like B. Mickey's wallet. You know what I'm saying? When you leave the house, you got your wallet. Well, for men, you got the wallet, the keys, what have you. Like, that's part of his, you know, his routine. You know what I'm saying? He grabs the gun. I'm like, B. Mickey, you in a war. Like, how could you forget your gun? So she goes, you know, and he goes to get, you know, supplies from the store, what have you, and some Funyuns, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, she want a little snack. And so she rolls over and, you know, because she hears somebody coming back in, and Lamar is sitting on the bed, y'all. I'm like, Lamar. He does not disappoint with his little boogie man behind. So he was like, yeah, I see you can mess with B. Mickey and whatnot, the lieutenant. So yeah, bro, I'm gonna need you to kill Meech, okay? And so at this point, we discovered that that Kato actually caught a body. And yeah, some type of way, Lamar actually did jail time for that because he took the rap. I was like, oh, this is deep. Like, I didn't think it was that deep, but it's deep. He must really had respect for her dad. But I'm like, dang, Lamar, you being real loyal to a dead man's daughter, and you had Slick over there being your ride or die, and you killed him. I was like, Lamar, you gotta be consistent, bro. Like, like, come on, bro. I can't read you. But, you know, he offered, he said, hey, I could kill him. But yeah, I see you really love him. So I'm gonna keep him alive, you know, long as you kill Meech for me. If you don't kill Meech for me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, Lord, all this killing is too much. Not really, because I love it. But yeah, y'all, it's a lot. So y'all, B. Mickey pulls up back to the house and he see Lamar creeping around. So he looking like, what the hell is going on here? Like, he was like, yo, bro. So Lamar, you know, he don't see B. Mickey. B. Mickey kind of slouched down his seat because he don't got the scrap. So he eventually goes in that, you know, and she's cooking sausages and whatnot. I'm like, girl, you cooking sausages. You know you on some BS. You trying to do all you can to get this little foul, little trifling sin off you, huh? So she's cooking and whatever. And he goes, gets his strap off the nightstand or what have you. And he pulls the gun out of old girl. And he was like, yo, why Lamar just left my house? So, she explained, she came clean. And she was like, hey, don't kill me. Like, I'm really in for us. You are my family, blah, blah, blah. We love each other. I love you. You love me. Some real, Barney type shit. And I'm like, girl. Girl. So I'm thinking B. Mickey about to handle business or just do something that he need to be doing. But he continues to console her. And I'm like, oh my God, he is whipped. He is the whip. He is really on some so whip appeal type, baby face type ish. I'm like, oh, for real? For real? Because at first he was like, I got to tell Meech. But now I don't really think he's going to tell Meech. And I'm like, she got him wrapped around his little raggedy ass finger. Y'all, this is a lot. This is a lot. Okay, B. Mickey got a lot of decisions to make. So, y'all, we at the hospital, and, the surgeon pretty much said, hey, we couldn't save good cop, and, he's dead. So, as soon as as soon as they get the news, the superior was like, bad cop, I'm going to need you to go to the precinct to, do some briefing and whatnot. And he was like, I got something to do. I'm going to check y'all later. I'll do that in a minute. I'm like, this is seem kind of off. What you mean you got to do? Your partner just died. I'm gonna need you to go ASAP pronto. That's probably, should be protocol. That was a little interesting that he's able to make those decisions and whatnot. But she was like, hey, bro, good cop told me that he saw you hand the envelope to Meech. And if you're dirty, I'm going to come for that ass. Long story short, okay? He was like, nah, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. And, she was like, okay, we'll see. And so he proceeds to leave. But, I wouldn't be surprised. If she was a real good cop, she would have somebody tell him to see what the hell he got to do that's so important. I'm just saying. I'm just suggesting. I didn't go to police academy and whatnot. I don't, know a lot of, detectives and whatnot. But just from my, first 48 or, my experience of watching cop shows, that would seem like, the honest and best move for me. But hey, what do I know? So y'all, we back at, I believe the Flannery house. And the Terry's baby mom, she pretty much gave him an ultimatum. Like, hey, it's either me or little T or Meech. You got to choose which one you gonna pick, bruh. And of course, T, he's not trying to make that decision. He's over it. He was like, y'all, bro, I got too much money, on the line. I can't. She was like, I don't care about the money. And, y'all, Terry, he has a decision to make. So do y'all think that she's actually, if he decides to choose the streets, is she going to ride with him? Or is she going to be like, nah, bro, just give me my child support and I'm going to move on like Maya? I don't know. We're going to have to see. So, y'all, the last scene, we see Bad Cop and Meech. They meeting up under a bridge or overpass. Sorry. And, he pretty much said, hey, I need you to let me know who killed my partner, okay? Because Meech was like, yo, bro, I thought we was done. Why are we meeting up? I thought our relationship was through. And so now the bad cop, he trying to be a good cop. I'm like, ugh, all these changes with these people. It's too much. So Meech was like, I ain't do it, bro. And of course, the cop was like, I know you too smart for that. And so Meech was like, I don't know who did it. So the cop, he pretty much was alluding I know you can find some information. And Meech, he low-key was kind of giving it up I kind of know who did it, but I ain't snitching. And, so he was threatening Meech bro, I'm going to tell your mom now. Tell you now for your mom. Tell her I said condolences. I was like, oh, you going to try to kill Meech now? How did we get here? You don't even like your partner. Oh, God. Niggas want to be fake sentimental. Oh, my God. But y'all, I don't know what's this is going to happen because apparently Meech has something big on the cop, too. And I'm pretty sure maybe he murdered somebody that he wasn't supposed to murder. But I'm like, well, would that really work? Because Meech, you're a criminal. And, will other cops take your word for it? I don't know. So, y'all, that was the episode. I give this episode probably I don't want to give it an 8 necessarily. It was good. It was good. I'll give it a 7.5. I was entertained the entire time. Don't get me wrong. I probably would give it an 8, honestly. I changed my answer because I do remember there were some scenes that had me going, very intense, like the funeral, the whole scene with Lamar and Teddy Pendergrass playing. Like it was some funny and some cringy scenes going on. So I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8, y'all. But what do you guys think is going to happen on the season finale? I swear these shows and these seasons are going by hella fast. And to think we gotta wait probably a whole nother year for season 2. Like, that's the frustrating part. But y'all, drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. How do you feel? Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you are just now finding me. I appreciate all of the support, all of the love and the comments and the likes. And yeah, your girl will see you next week. Bye-bye.